Hello, welcome to Guides to the Unknown. I'm Kristen.
I'm William.
And we are back to scare you. I hope you're ready for it.
If you weren't ready, turn it off, come back later.
That's right, it's not going anywhere.
Do some preparing. Now, not only are we back, but Kristen, I found them.
That's right, I know. I don't know how, but you found them.
I found the note cards on which are the 2-sentence horror stories that we solicited from people online.
Yep.
So why don't we just do it?
All right.
Let's just do it.
Yeah, totally.
Why preamble too much?
Absolutely.
I've randomly jumped to a card. I'm going to give it to you.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so this 2-sentence horror story, 2-sentence or less, this one seems to be one, is from somebody from the podcast. Is this the podcast name at the top? Do you know? Is that what the deal
that's
is?
what they wanted us to say.
Okay, so this is from BSP, the idiosyncrasy files, but then within idiosyncrasy, there's a T in brackets.
Idiotsyncrasy.
So idiotsyncrasy. I don't know if I should say the T or not, the way it's laid out. Okay. I always loved waking up to the sounds of birds until the day I woke up to the sound of vultures slowly picking the flesh from my bones. Well, that'll change your morning routine.
Yeah. The worst part of waking up
is vultures picking your bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring back the vultures, huh? Am I right?
Right.
All right. And this is from Pernilla of True Crime Sweden. Now, there was a special note with this one. This actually happened to the author. This is a true 2-sentence horror story.
Cool.
Reading about a Swedish man who killed, dismembered, and stuffed his girlfriend into a suitcase in a hotel room in Spain. Then realizing that man is your kid's middle school teacher.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Now, I'd assume you can hear more of that story on the podcast True Crime Sweden.
Wow. Yeah, I would like to hear about that.
Even just a little sample has me asking questions.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And it'll be cool to hear from like a first-person perspective.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that.
No.
I personally hope I never find out that anyone I know is a murderer.
Yeah, me too. Fingers crossed.
Bold stance, I know.
Look, sometimes you just have to take a stand when you really believe in something.
Yeah, but still, I'm nothing if not bold.
That's right.
Yeah, I am nothing. All right. So
Cool.
with that, it is time to just hop into the topics of the week.
Okay.
We be blazing.
That's right. That's what we do.
Yeah.
William, hit it.
Oh, me? I'm up.
Yeah. If you, I think I did it first last week. It doesn't really matter,
Very
though.
well. Okay.
But,
all right. Well, Kristen, I have a story that is somewhat timely, you might say.
Okay.
It sneaks into your house.
Is it the Easter Bunny?
You do not see hide nor hair.
H-A-R-E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Easter Bunny.
Oh my God. Does he have sinister leanings?
No. So here's something that I don't know if this is going to be flat out disappointing to you or not.
Okay. It's just a nice story?
It's not it's a fine story.
Yeah.
I don't know how nice it is. I don't know. It's just more kind of like interesting. It's taking the concept of Guide to the Unknown and extending it to, I think, a somewhat logical conclusion of this is a place where we just learn about, like, why does that exist?
Sure.
You know? And the Easter Bunny is classified on Wikipedia as a legendary creature.
Like a cryptid or something?
Yeah, kind of, right? Now, it's not like you can have an Easter Bunny sighting.
Right.
You know,
yeah,
it's,
true.
It's not as if, like...
He's not in the wild.
Yeah, no one knows what he's doing in the off-season or anything like that. But at the same rate, I mean, I think it's almost an exaggerated joke to this point. The whole thing of, like, but bunny, then why eggs? Am I right? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I've heard that.
I do not know what you mean. What do you mean an exaggerated joke at this point is, if not bunny, then why eggs or something? I have no idea what you're talking about.
The way somebody would have written it.
I understand.
Like on the internet 15 years ago. Well, the whole thing of like the Easter Bunny and you have the colored eggs thing. And so I've heard, I'm sure you've heard it, the whole thing of like, what does the bunny lay the eggs?
Yeah, I guess.
So where do the eggs come from then, babe? I heard Dennis Miller do a whole hour about it.
Oh, totally.
So,
it's a Netflix special.
Hey, babe. Where do those Easter eggs come from? The bunny? Huh? Anyway. Anyone care about that joke? Is there a chance
Bobby
that
does.
anyone out there is entertained by
I bet Bobby
joke?
is.
I guess. So anyway, I figured why not just answer it definitively once and for all?
Okay, let's put it to bed.
We'll put it to bed. Probably a bunch of places out there will recirculate this clip of me talking about it and be like, finally, someone figured it out.
The final word on the Easter Bunny.
Yes. So, first of all, one of the weirdest things that I found out that makes sense in a way is that the Easter Bunny had a function that no one really talks about anymore. There was an aspect of the Easter Bunny legend that was very similar to Santa Claus. He judged kids.
Ooh.
Yeah. So if you were a good boy or a good girl, he would drop off. He would drop off like a little basket of colorful eggs for you, just to be kind,
Just to be nice.
basically. But then that's also, to me, it's like it's only been 3 months since Christmas.
Right.
We really need to be judged again.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Well, they want to keep a tight eye. Maybe Santa realized that, every year he doesn't really, he kind of drops off. So they wanted to make it a little bit more cyclical and following the seasons a little bit. But
Yeah,
then,
I guess, yeah.
But then they couldn't find other people to take up the post. They couldn't find 2 more holiday people to
Yeah.
keep checking in on the kids.
It really should have been happening quarterly.
Yeah, exactly.
There needed to be one for the winter,
Yep.
spring, summer, and fall.
Yep.
There's these ancient monsters who are
Yeah.
very friendly. We don't
Right.
consider them monsters.
Right.
But they are. They're magical. Even Santa's like an elf
Yeah, totally. He's like,
in some interpretations.
yeah.
Yeah. But what could I have done in the last 3 months to slip from Santa's good list to the Easter Bunny's naughty
No,
list?
I think there's plenty. In 3 months, anything can happen.
If I could rewrite
Day to day.
if I could rewrite the rules,
Yeah.
they would judge different aspects of your character. Right?
Ooh, that makes a lot of
So
sense.
there is no overlap. So, maybe Santa is doing this sort of top level, were you good or bad?
Right.
But maybe the Easter Bunny, especially since it's like candy, the Easter Bunny should be going have you been brushing your teeth?
Or
Right? Because if you have been, then you can have some chocolate because that's you take
Yeah.
care of them pearly whites.
Right.
If you haven't been, no candy for you, sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it could be kind of checking up on your New Year's resolutions because maybe after Christmas,
Pretty good.
you're like, okay, I'm going to be good now. Santa just came. I got away with it this time. I'm going to be good all year. Then there's New Year's, your resolution comes. You're like, all right, I'm a whole new me. I'm going to the gym or whatever. And then you slowly start to fall out. February, you're like, yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit busy.
Yeah, yeah.
In March, you don't have time for it.
Right.
And so the Easter Bunny is checking up on that.
Now, in slipping in your New Year's resolutions, you brought up February and March. Are those metaphors for January 2nd and January 3rd? Because I slip right away.
Oh.
I don't get anywhere.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Depends on the person.
the real origin, there was a pagan celebration called Easter.
Yoister? How do you spell that?
Eostre. Easter. I don't know. Which took
So
place.
beautiful.
It's a beautiful language. It took place in the spring.
Pagan is?
Yeah, the pagan language.
Yeah.
It took place in the spring, specifically a time of renewal. Sort of the dead lifelessness of winter is now being replaced by lush greenery.
Right. Buds on the trees.
You understand.
I do. Crocuses.
What is that?
It's a flower.
Cronut. So within the pagan belief system, eggs are a symbol of fertility, right?
Yeah.
New life.
Yeah.
Hares, the rabbit folk, same deal. As they multiply like wildfire.
Procreate like nobody's business.
Yeah. Which, by the way, sidebar, I learned in doing this research. You know the phrase "mad as a March hare"?
Yeah.
Have you heard of that? And the March hare from Alice in Wonderland, who's
Yeah.
at the Johnny Depp's tea table, Mad Hatter. That phrase, "mad as a March hare,"
Yeah.
is kind of about this same thing.
Oh,
that
cool.
in March, the springtime breeding season,
Yeah.
hares be going wild.
That's awesome.
I read that sometimes you'll just see them boxing each other.
What?
Makes them sound like little kangaroos. that
Yeah.
they're just
Boxing each other.
pow, just like knocking each other right in the mug.
What do you call it when people are like,
Personifying.
no, a March hare procreating thing? Like when people are like being crazy from horniness. Spring fever.
Spring fever. Yeah. Basically that. Like people would just.
I thought of love sprung.
It's weird.
I know.
But people would see hares just like suddenly just like spinning around in circles and stuff and boinging straight up in the air for seemingly no reason.
Oh my God, like squirrels.
Yeah, they're just going nuts.
When squirrels are going, yeah.
They're just popping off. Now, within the world of Christianity, people are celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Right.
And those two celebrations are happening at the same time. Over the course of time, pow!
Yeah.
They just got mashed together.
Got mushed, yeah.
Kind of like the symbol of fertility of the egg and the hare.
Yeah.
Pow! Just mash them together, the Easter bunny and eggs.
Yeah.
All part of the same thing. All part of the same imagery now. Now it is all one.
Cool.
So eventually, in approximately the 1600s, Germany took the pagan concept of the hare and turned him into a jovial rabbit.
Ah, nice.
A character called Osterhaus.
I like that.
Osterhaus.
Osterhaus.
A rabbit who laid a basket of colorful eggs for only good children.
Okay. Did he leave anything for bad children? Was there any sort of Santa Cole system?
It feels like there's a big, wide open opportunity to talk about chocolate jelly beans.
Chocolate jelly beans?
Chocolate jelly beans.
Oh.
Right? Oh, man, Osterhaus left me a mess to clean up again. Oh, it smells in here. Yeah, Osterhaus was here.
Maybe
and I wasn't a good boy.
William, maybe that's why nobody likes the black jelly beans. That's where it comes from.
I bet that's it. It's like
I think that's the origin.
It's some sort of like biological memory we all share because of our predecessors
right
eating Osterhauses.
It's that ancestral wound that we all carry.
It's true. We are just animals.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Now, eventually, the legend of Osterhaus comes to America, and it becomes even cuter.
Yeah.
Now it's not it went from being about a hare, which, by the way, do you know the difference between a hare and a rabbit?
I feel like a hare is bigger, but I don't really know.
Yeah, it's bigger. It seems to me, this is crazy to say, it seems a little more violent and rough around the edges.
No, honestly, I feel, like hares are scrappier.
A little scrappier. Yeah, they have longer legs.
Right.
Both forelegs and
they
hind
box.
legs.
You don't see bunnies boxing.
I guess that they really do sound like
freaky.
little kangaroos.
Yeah.
Like
kangaroos freak me out.
Kangaroos are you know that kangaroos strangle things? That's one of their like default things to do.
Oh, no, I didn't know that. I hate that. I'm not going to be able to unremember that. Kangaroos really freak me out.
They are buff.
My friend Mike follows a kangaroo, what's it called? You know. What's wrong with my mind today? I say a kangaroo sanctum. A kangaroo sanctuary.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of pictures of those kangaroos that are like really buff with like pecs and biceps and stuff. Oh, yeah. Those gross me out.
I don't like seeing them.
Business.
I know. I don't like seeing them balance on their tail a little bit.
I don't
they can
either.
rear back and very unnaturally sort of seem like they're hovering for a second because they're balancing on their tail.
And like their pouch is gross, right?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't think that it's just like
it's like an external wound.
It's not lined.
Lined.
You know what I mean? Like I think it's just like
it's goo. I think.
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like them.
Yeah.
I, wish them well.
All marsupials are something weird going on.
What's another marsupial? I'm brain farting right now.
Don't worry, I'll tell you about one in just a second, but bear with me.
Is a possum a marsupial?
I don't know.
Because I don't care for them either.
I don't know. It feels to me, and I'm definitely wrong.
Yeah.
I don't even need to be corrected on this. I already know what I'm about to say is not true. It seems to me that marsupials are just a byproduct of Australia. Specifically, that like there was this whole other ecosystem of life disconnected from everything else on the planet.
Right.
Or even though, they're mammals, they can be classified with other animals that we've seen. They are very different.
Yeah.
It is very weird to have a pouch. It's very weird.
It's weird to have pecs and muscles.
Yeah.
Or like visible ones. I guess,
I know.
They look humanish.
Yeah, they do. They look like people in suits.
I really don't like
kangaroos.
it.
Well, not all marsupials look like humans in suits, but
no, but those buff kangaroos do.
Yeah. The swole kangaroos.
Disgusting.
So anyway, swole ass kangaroo.
Swole kangaroos.
So eventually, Osterhaus becomes the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
And because it's America, not only is it about, nutritious eggs, we throw in a ton of candy. Got to do it.
Yeah, that makes That's very American. I'm not surprised
Yeah.
that didn't start elsewhere.
I know, it's funny. I saw, I don't have it here, but I saw something about like in the old world conceptualization of Osterhaus coming for you, that kids would leave out their caps at night for Osterhaus to put eggs in.
That seems like asking for
They
trouble.
don't even have a basket. They reuse my clothes for Osterhaus. Can I have something different? I gotta wear that. Please.
You're taking a real risk if you weren't that good.
Yeah, I know.
Those black jelly beans.
So let's talk Australia,
Let's.
Kristen, because in Australia they have a slightly different legend.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, Europeans, that's how it's pronounced, brought rabbits over to Australia.
Okay.
And they went crazy.
What, the Australian people? Like they loved them?
No, the opposite.
The rabbits went crazy.
These rabbits went hog wild. And from what I read, they multiplied like absolute insanity and destroyed millions of dollars of crops. They destroyed habitats for local animals,
How?
decimating local populations.
Just eating everything? Or
Guess
what?
so. I don't understand.
Or like maybe they were going,
Or there were a couple of hares in there that are like, I'm gonna get him.
or were they just going,
I caught a hare punching my dog.
were they going March hare crazy or whatever?
I have
wow.
no idea.
Yeah, Matt is a March hare.
Yeah, I've heard that
What is
Australians.
wrong with me?
I've heard that Australians are tough as nails, but I think they all ran scared from a bunch of bunny rabbits, and their entire country
Are Australians supposed to be
was
tough as nails?
ravaged. You haven't heard that?
No.
Crocodile Dundee.
Besides him, are you
You
just
think
using
you have
him?
knives?
I thought that
He
was.
has knives.
I thought that was just about Crocodile Dundee. I thought it was just that guy.
I think that he is the average. I think that Crocodile Dundee in Australia is nothing special. But you take someone from Australia and put him in New York City, you got problems, Jack.
New York City. I don't know. I had a couple Australian clients. They were just like normal guys.
Yeah, that's where they want you to think. So anyway, everybody in Australia basically went, we can't have some
Yeah.
pesky, dirty rabbit as the face of our holiday. No way! Enter Billy the Aussie Easter Bilby.
That's awesome.
In Australia in the 60s, in 1968, a 9-year-old named Rose Marie Dusting.
Good
Great
name.
name.
Really good name.
Dusting as a last
yeah,
name
absolutely. That's one to file away.
is perfect last name.
Yeah.
Wrote a story called Billy the Aussie Easter Bilby. A Bilby, you ask? Oh, I can explain it.
Another marsupial, I'll bet.
You'd be right, because for some reason that weird kind of animal exists only on that island.
Billy the Bilby.
Billy the Bilby. So it's the Easter Bilby, not
Yeah.
the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
Now I've also heard it's definitely the Easter Bunny, but there's been a huge push for people trying to get the Easter Bilby going. So here's all right.
What is a Bilby?
A bilby is it's a little marsupial. It almost looks like a very cute possum.
Okay.
It has a pointed nose. See this?
I don't care for it.
You don't care for? Are you kidding
No.
me? He looks like a little sweetie. His nose is too pointy. I'll give you
Too
that.
skinny.
He too skinny. Put on some weight, you bilby.
Yeah, no, I don't like it.
No, I think he's kind of sweet looking. But look, I mean, these are scary. I don't like the pointiness of the face. I find a little alarming.
Ugh.
Yeah.
They're a little bit. No, I don't like it.
I know, but let me see. Easter Bilby. There aren't many of these, so
Oh my God.
Here's an Easter Bilby costume. Now, I'd argue that this just looks like a terrible Easter Bunny costume.
It looked more like a mouse, that last one.
Yeah,
Actually, it just looks like a mouse.
Yeah, for our listeners out there on Radio Land, it kind of looks like a mouse with a longer pointed nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, the Bilby is
I don't need this.
a weird looking marsupial.
Yeah.
There's a kid with an Easter Bilby mask on. Just goes to show they're really trying to
That's-
make it work.
That's like abusive. Like that you send your kid to school in the Easter Bilby mask when everybody else is celebrating the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, everyone else was bunnies.
Put your
Mom.
kid through that.
So the Easter Bilby is actually a culturally supported character.
Okay.
Because the bilby is an endangered animal.
Oh, okay.
And so a lot of companies.
Look, I don't hate it so much that I want it to be extinct.
That's big
I just
of you.
don't want it.
That's big of you to
Thank
say.
you.
So chocolate companies
Yeah.
will some of the profits they'll dedicate to the Save the Bilby Foundation.
Okay, that's nice.
Enter Cadbury.
What? Mm-hmm. Enter Cadbury into my mouth. I love Cadbury chocolate.
Hey, if you were,
I got mini eggs today. That's my favorite candy in the world.
those are pretty good. They're
Cadbury
very dense,
mini
though.
eggs. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I like
it's a lot.
richness.
Yeah, I like the goopy.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Yeah, I don't like them.
I like them.
Yeah.
If you're Don Cadbury, whoever owns the Cadbury
Oh, please sponsor us.
organization,
I'll take all of it. I'll take that Cadbury milk bar. I'll take the fruit and nut bar.
Yeah.
Cadbury chocolate's delicious.
I'm not gonna make it easy for
Godiva,
you.
keep it.
You have to figure out how to get in touch with us to mail us stuff. John Cadbury, the founder from 1824. Wow, this company is
He'll
old.
figure it out.
John Cadbury, you learned the secret of eternal life. Do some legwork, figure out how to get stuff shipped to us.
Yeah.
Send us a bunch of Cadbury stuff.
John Cadbury, if you message me privately, I'll give you an address to send things to. I'd be more than happy.
Hey, do you-
I'd love to be drowning in Cadbury eggs.
Do you remember I tweeted years ago that they were going to reboot Willy Wonka and try to create a cinematic universe in the vein of Marvel?
Yeah.
And I said that during the final credits, Russell Stover would show up
Yeah.
and talk about forming a team.
Yeah, I know.
Kristen went, "Really?"
Yeah, I did.
Seemed plausible to her. I don't know. Who's going to play Russell Stover in the upcoming Candy Wars movie? That's a great. I can't believe you believed that. John Depp reprising his role as candy magnate Willy Wonka, but who's going to play Russell Stover? Stay tuned after the break.
It was long enough ago. I don't remember my thought process. I don't remember, but yeah, I did.
It's also Johnny Depp. He'll be playing everybody.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so
Just with contacts in or something.
So Cadbury made a bunch of Easter Bilby candies, but did not dedicate any of the profits to the Save the Bilby Foundation,
Oh, uncool Cadbury.
resulting in
Maybe Cadbury
Australia.
is just endearing themselves to me more since I don't like those Bilbies.
Maybe. Yeah, they're just like, yeah, we don't care about your Bilby.
Yeah.
We hope we would turn them all into delicious edible chocolate
right.
if we could. It resulted in Australia calling their candies Easter Bludgers. Got them. A bludger is a lazy person.
Oh, that's amazing.
Still seems vaguely not mean enough.
Yeah.
If you're really mad.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know.
Maybe they're afraid to get sued or something?
Yeah, I
Oh,
guess
wait,
so.
you mean it was just Australia? It was just a nickname in the streets?
Yeah, they're like,
Oh, okay.
more Easter
Yeah.
Bludgers.
Yeah. That is a little lazy.
You're an Easter dummy. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I think Cadbury eventually did give some money to the,
I bet they did. I'm sure they caved. That's
Yeah.
always what happens.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
The Bilby is
Rightly
alive,
so.
but the Easter Bunny still reigns.
The Bilby's alive, but not well.
Yeah, not well at
Yeah.
all. I think the Easter Bunny's crushing it.
Oh, I would
Everybody
imagine.
knows the Easter Bunny.
Oh, who knows what the Easter Bilby? I hadn't heard of that until just now. And my finger's on the pulse of weird holiday aliens.
It's true. The holiday aliens.
Yeah.
See, they should make like a holiday monster movie. Like it's very. There are plenty of movies where Santa's
William,
evil, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like bad, terrible, like 80s slasher garbage.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there are some crappy ones, but also, William, let's not forget that in the Santa Claus, everybody gets together.
That's true.
You know, the Tooth Fairy's there, the Easter Bunny, every possible holiday alien or just, children's alien is around.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if the
So-
Santa Claus really did much to
Let's not act like we haven't gotten what we wanted.
help the Easter Bunny's image. Disgusting suit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so all right, the scariest thing about the Easter Bunny, sadly, at the end of this,
The teeth.
those terrifying photos of what people, how they used to dress up. Have you seen those pictures?
Yes.
Of children crying,
I love that.
sitting on the Easter Bunny's lap, and it's some disgusting man with a fake mustache
I
on,
think that's so funny.
barely even a costume.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not so much a scary story, Kristen, but definitely sort of a curious monster. I
Yes,
think.
absolutely.
Yes. That
Really
is the story
interesting.
of the Easter Bunny.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Now we all know.
Yeah, now we all know.
You can stop calling me about it. asking me.
I might forget on Sunday and need you to refresh my memory.
Ay, Dios mio.
Ay, ay, ay. Well, William, I have another story that could be childhood adjacent and also has a chocolate gift in it.
Wow. The similarities are undeniable.
That's right. All right, Will?
It's a chocolate gift in my story.
William, this is a big departure. What do you know about Annabelle?
Annabelle, our listener? Our friend in the group?
No, we know about Annabelle. No, Annabelle the doll.
I forgot. Okay. Hey, well done, because my immediate thought was, what the hell is Annabelle? And then I realized it was a movie.
Yeah.
And then I remembered it's because those movies are based on real life. There was a real Annabelle doll. So
Kind of.
yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Here's what I do know.
Okay.
Here's what I know. It's not the scary, weird American Girl doll,
Right.
haunted American Girl doll vibe. Isn't it a Raggedy Ann? It's a
Yeah.
Raggedy Ann.
Yeah.
That might be all I know.
Okay.
Other than like who were the ladies from the Conjuring?
Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Ed and Lorraine. Ed and Lorraine Warren, the ladies from The Conjuring. So I know that they
I don't know why that's so funny.
found the doll and have it in their museum in real life.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so funny.
The ladies from The Conjuring. I don't know. I'm not great with
And then,
names in general. I don't know
Patrick
why.
Wilson and Vera Farmiga show up.
Yeah, they play those ladies in The Conjuring. I don't know why it is that when the recording is, I'm sure some of it's exaggerated because my personality is a little exaggerated when we record.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I get especially bad at remembering names. There's
Look, I don't know how many things I just didn't remember in that thing. I called Spring Fever, Love Sprung.
true. Yeah.
There were like 4 things in a row.
There's some sort of electromagnetic magic that happens when you record that saps part of your brain power. It's bizarre.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Well, would you say that when we come together, maybe there's something going on with our auras that disturbs something and makes our brain power mess up? Yes, you would. Just go with
I'm
it.
certainly disturbed, yes.
Yes. So, Lorraine Warren said that when you come into contact, this will be like, like you see a scary part of a movie and you're like, what was that? And they go back and they're like 10 years ago. William, when a human comes in contact with a profane object,
Oh, that's awesome.
their auras mix. And it's like ringing a dinner bell to other spirits.
That was going so well.
I know.
I was really pulled
I
into
ran
it.
out of...
Using the word profane.
I know.
I was instantly in the zone
I know.
of being
but then
scared.
my mouth didn't work anymore.
Yeah, no, it
Spirit.
really betrayed you there.
Really
It
did.
was really cool otherwise, though.
Thank you.
Aside from the last word, that ruled.
Okay. So the thing with Ed and Lorraine Warren was that they're a married couple. Lorraine Warren is still alive. She's just like hella old.
Yeah.
Ed Warren has since passed. But they were ghost investigators and they were a good team because Ed Warren was a demonologist who was, or not ordained, but like he was able to do exorcisms. Like they sanctioned it, like the church sanctioned it or
So
whatever.
it's almost like when you like I'm a minister online.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I didn't really do anything.
Well, I think he did do something. Like the church had to like approve it. You know what I mean? Like you can't just go. Well, I guess you could.
I bet you can now.
I bet you can.
I bet you and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
could get approved to do exorcisms
I mean, I don't even
online.
know.
We might already be
Probably.
able to based on our. You're a minister too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we can.
Yeah.
Well, either way, I don't know. He was an exorcist guy, and Lorraine Warren is a medium, so she can sense spirits and things from a psychic medium. She can sense
Okay.
all kinds of things and also see and talk to dead people. So they're a good team in that way. And the way that their business worked largely was that priests would ask them to be consultants for them. So a family would call a church or a priest and say, we've got something going on here. I think we need an exorcism or we need some help. And then the priest would call Ed and Lorraine Warren and be like, hey, can you guys go investigate this and then report back to me and let me know if the church should intervene if there's anything here.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I'm sure sometimes he'll just straight up contacted Ed and Lorraine, but the priests contacting them was a thing too. So a priest contacted them and said, go check out this case. So the deal was there were 2 women living together, 2 roommates, and then their names were Deirdre and Lara, and Lara's fiance's name was Cal, and he was over a lot. He didn't live with them, but he was over a lot.
Okay.
And they were having problems with this doll that they had in their apartment. So Deirdre's mom had given her this Raggedy Ann doll, just kind of like a weird random gift. At first I was like, why did her mom give her a Raggedy Ann doll? She's like a grown-ass woman.
Yeah,
she had like just graduated from nursing school.
Also, that sounds weird to you?
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird to be in your early 20s and your mom like gives you a Raggedy Ann doll. It's not the weirdest thing in the world, but I just like, why are you giving me this?
Yeah, presumably
I'm a grown-up.
it wasn't under the, like with being like, here's something for you to play with and cuddle. Like, I assume it was something to be like, maybe she had one as a kid and lost it, and like
they didn't say that. She said that her mom just gave it to her as like just a whatever present. So where I'm getting this, by the way, you can find the story online and everything. I got the audiobook of the book The Demonologist about Ed and Lorraine Warren. And I never finished listening to it actually, but then this past week I listened to the Annabelle chapter again and kind of transcribed my notes. So this is coming from the horse's mouth, basically.
All right.
So Deirdre said that her mom just gave it to her as like, just here's a present when you graduate nursing school. I find that weird.
That does sound kind of weird now.
Yeah.
All right.
And here's so the whole thing is suspect to me. It's sus. So Deirdre puts Annabelle on her bed every day when she makes her bed. A grown woman.
Yeah.
Again, this is a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah.
And she starts noticing that when she comes home, the doll is in different positions. So, she'd have the doll just laying on the bed and then it'd have its arms crossed when she came home, or its legs crossed or something.
Yeah.
And she was like, did I have it like that? So then she started doing little tests and, putting it in certain positions to see if it would be uncrossed or recrossed or whatever. And it was, which was weird. And then I pictured the doll doing like, this is so dorky. Not even a joke.
All right.
Like breakdancing moves. Like they would come home and the doll would be like that. On its side with a hand on its head. If you were to do like a fast cut of that in a movie.
Or if you were going to make like Scary Movie 6.
Yeah. And then, so that it was moving that way. Then it started moving to different rooms and stuff. Like it would just be in the living room when they got home or in the kitchen or whatever. One time the doll was kneeling when they came home and they tried to put the doll into a kneeling position again and they couldn't do it because they had floppy limbs. So there was nothing to hold it up. So that was weird.
That's cool.
Yeah. Then the doll started leaving notes around the house.
This sounds like Elf on the Shelf.
Yes, totally. Right? It does sound like Elf on the Shelf. In childish handwriting, notes that said like, help us. One said, help Cal. And it was like, Cal's fine. Why do we need to help Cal?
Yeah.
And the notes were on parchment paper, which they didn't have in the house, and in pencil. And they didn't have a pencil at home.
How do you rule that out?
If you look I don't have a pencil at home. I could, if I found a note written in pencil, and I went,
have a pencil.
Kind of.
I don't know. It's just
funny to be like,
that's a scary part of it. Is I don't even have a pencil.
It's something to note.
I agree, but parchment feels old and weird.
Yes, completely.
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
But yeah, like I could go to my junk drawer and be like, I don't have any pencils. You know what I mean? So they thought that maybe it was somebody coming in.
Yeah.
I'm left-handed. I don't like a pencil. It smudges.
Yeah.
They thought maybe it was somebody breaking in and messing with them or something, and moving the adult like that. The person was doing all this stuff. So they started setting up traps to see if they could, if there'd be evidence that somebody came in, like stacking up a bunch of soda cans by the door, stuff like that. And they wouldn't be knocked over, but the doll would still have moved and notes would be left and everything.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Then things get a little scary. One night they come home and the doll has blood on the back of its hand and droplets of blood on its chest.
Oh.
That doesn't seem good. Then, on Christmas, a little chocolate boot is left on their stereo.
What? Wait.
A chocolate gift.
Are we putting chocolate in quotes here, or?
No chocolate.
What's a chocolate boot?
I don't know. I guess it was like, maybe it's like a Santa boot?
A boot made out of chocolate. It was left on the stereo?
Yeah. It's like a present. That's like a little Russell Stover. It's like a little wrapped Russell Stover. I picture like a foil boot.
Well, maybe Mr. Stover came by and they weren't home.
Maybe.
So he listened to some records. Yeah. I don't know. That's really that's weird, but it's weird in the way. So I like the idea of stacking a bunch of stuff to try to see if anybody's walking through it. Have you ever like you've seen in movies where somebody tries to know, like, is somebody coming into my room? So they put like a strand of their own hair in the door jamb and close it.
Yeah.
So if the hair is still there when they come back, they know nobody has even opened the door.
Right. I guarantee you I'd forget my hair was there when I came back in.
Unless you were super
I was,
paranoid.
yeah.
Like I've considered, whatever.
No, what?
I've thought that would theoretically, I never brought this to a real world point of view, that would theoretically be a way to feel very safe about your home. To do that literally 100% of the time you leave your house.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I think you would kind of be diluting it. You wouldn't have starting to forget about that. Because it's not that visual. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so.
You'd start forgetting that you have like a little, hair sticking out of your door jamb, a little curly.
Well, yeah, but or like, like put something in front of the door that would be pushed by the door, but maybe wouldn't be noticed by somebody walking in.
Right.
Like, don't have it be something loud and clattering.
No, I know.
Be something you'd be like, oh, it shifted. Somebody opened this door. Yeah. But like, I like the idea of randomness in horror stories of just being like, I can't comprehend this. How did I stack boxes and Annabelle got through it but didn't move the boxes?
Right.
I enjoy that.
Yeah.
It's fun random. But then when you get to being like, there was a little candy,
a chocolate boot,
a piece of chocolate suddenly appeared. That feels kind of dumb.
Yeah, I'm with you. It just doesn't, like, how did that materialize within your home? It's one thing for Annabelle to be moving room to room and stuff like that. How did she manifest a pencil for herself?
You said there were several people in this house?
Yeah.
It feels like person one is doing a really good job of telling the story to a reporter. Secretly, the night before, they were like, here's what we're going to say. I'll say this, then you say that. Like, I'll tell them about the chocolate boot. And they're like, don't say that. Don't tell them about the chocolate boot, because that sounds stupid.
It's too far. It's too much. Even if it's true, just don't say it.
And then there was like a lag in the conversation, and person two was like,
Annabelle left a chocolate boot.
Person.
Like, you just shot the credibility of this.
All right, well, now that's part of the story forever, and it sounds stupid. So
totally. So then it's just been going on for a while, and they're weirded out by it, and they're just like, what's going on? So they consult a medium. This is all before Ed and Lorraine come into the picture. This is just what they've told the church or whatever.
Okay.
They consult a medium, and the medium says that there is a little girl named Annabelle Higgins who lived and died on the property that their apartment building is built on, and that she likes them, these girls, because they're on the younger side and they're kind of fun, and everybody else who lives in the apartment building is like older and not really into it.
Cool.
And Annabelle was like, I'm just really lonely. So I've been moving the doll around to kind of interact with you guys. It's not that Annabelle the doll has movement at this point. Okay. I've been moving the doll around to do whatever. But could I inhabit the doll? So then I will live in the doll and I can live with you guys because I'm so lonely. And they said, sure.
That's crazy.
Right. So they said, yes, by all means, Annabelle, inhabit this doll that we own and we can all live together.
Wow.
Totally. And then things started getting weird. So, she would still move around and everything. And they were like, just whatever. This is cool and interesting. It's cute, Annabelle. It's just another roommate. But Cal, who slept over all the time, never thought this was cute. He was always like, I always thought this was weird. I wasn't into it. They were fine with it. I've never liked Annabelle.
Yeah.
And, he said the doll started giving him bad dreams. He didn't want to elaborate beyond that. Then one of the dreams, so good. Okay, so he said he had a dream. It's so good, but also it's scary and funny to picture.
Okay, yeah.
He said that he had a dream that Annabelle was at the foot of his bed, and then she started gliding up his body. But I picture it being like, which is funny. Yeah.
Like an old toy.
Yeah. And then she put one hand on one side of his neck and the other doll hand on the other side of his neck, almost like she was conducting electricity. But then she started squeezing and strangling him, and then he woke up.
That's weird.
Yeah. So he didn't like that. And then there was one night where he and Lara were hanging out, and Deirdre wasn't home, and they heard a bunch of noises from Deirdre's room. So they're like, oh God, what the hell? They thought it was a burglar or something. Or Annabelle, like, why would you?
I know. If you have a ghost in there that moves stuff around.
You're like, oh, it's a burglar.
Yeah.
But I guess it sounded weird or something. It was like crashing maybe. So Cal went in there and he was looking around. Nobody was in there. And then he said that he saw that Annabelle was like flung in the corner of the room. And he was just kind of like, Just, it sounds like it was fast. He was like looking around and stuff. And then he felt something behind him and he turned around and he didn't see anything, but all of a sudden he was bleeding and he had a slash mark on his chest.
Ooh.
So that's when they were like, okay, this is bad and weird. Let's consult a priest. And then the priest called the Warrens. So the roommates told this whole story to the Warrens, and they were like, that's bad news. Basically, first of all, you gave the spirit in your house too much attention and credence. Like even when the doll was just moving around, you're interacting with it too much and kind of encouraging it just inherently. And then when you went to a medium and the spirit asked if you could enter the doll, you said yes. You just like really blew the door wide open. And they were like, Annabelle is not a little girl or anything. She's not even inside the doll. That has always just been a demon or a bad spirit who wanted to trick you into thinking that was a little girl because you would think that was cute and you wouldn't mind it so much. And you just totally opened the door for it to come in and wreak havoc, basically.
I presently have a chill up my spine.
Yeah.
That is absolutely awesome.
Isn't that crazy? So also they were like, you know, she said that she was just moving the doll on her own first, and then she was in the doll. She was never in the doll. She's still just been moved, or, you know, they've still just been moving the doll around. They just wanted you to think that it was a cute little thing.
I love the idea of the this is like The Exorcist. This is like the idea of the demon that is just messing with you.
Yeah, totally.
And it's like, I guess it's funny. To some extent, hearing it explained like that is scary because I am able to comprehend it, and I can be like, "Oh, it tricked you."
Yeah,
like literally, like the story you just told me that, like very like scared me, like literally chill up my spine.
Yeah,
is boiled down to its bare essence. It's like it fooled you. It wanted something else, which is something that you can wrap your head around. But I wonder, like, why would a demon? Like, what is it really trying to do? Like, it's tricking you, but really to what end?
Exactly.
I don't know. Like, is it just like, it just enjoys like keeping you confused?
That's kind of what I get from that. The demon just wants, it's just a trickster.
Yeah.
It just likes messing.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Like, when it escalates to the point that Cal Varnson is able to get slashed and stuff.
Yeah.
That is furthermore, like, increasingly understandable as like, all right, the demon, I guess, is continually growing in power the more they pay attention to it.
I think so.
So it's like, I'll confuse you.
Yeah.
I'll fool you. And I'll confuse you so that you can't ignore me.
Right.
You can't possibly ignore me so that I can grow in power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think, is that the more they've paid attention, it's gotten cumulatively more strong and it's able to do something like that.
Yeah. To what end? Is killing a person enough?
I don't know.
You know?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Because like that, I guess that's like, it feels like a demon then has like sort of limitless power. Like, is it like global domination? Like, you know, like,
yeah, I know. I don't know.
What can it want that?
Right. What is it? What's the point?
I guess that's
maybe
why,
it's just
like,
evil. Maybe it just enacts evil.
I'm just doing it.
And, you know, murder or hurting somebody is one of the biggest acts of evil. Maybe it just needs to act out its evil.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's why all of these stories always boil it back down to being like The Exorcist. They're trying to save Reagan.
Right.
They're not being like, if this continues to grow in strength, we're all in danger.
Yeah.
They're just like, no, Reagan's dying. Like,
Right.
Reagan's going to be killed.
Right.
So it's singularly about like, all right, what? Sorry,
I think it's singularly about whoever they are messing with in that moment. Because I think you're right. You never hear stories about, you know, demons or bad ghosts like unionizing.
Yeah.
They seem to just want, I really
They just wreak
think,
havoc.
at least theoretically, yeah, I think that they are just so evil and have all this stuff in them that they need to get it out and enact it in whatever way they can.
Yeah.
And maybe the way that they can is hindered by their power, and as your attention to them grows, they can do worse things maybe.
So theoretically, while they are saying like, I'm just a little girl, behind that, like the thought process is like,
yes,
I have to say it slow, but I want to rip and tear. Like I want to kill. I'm just a kid,
right?
Like barely holding it together.
Well, I'm just a kid. That's going to get them to pay attention to me. The more they pay attention, the more power I get, and then I can do all the crazy stuff.
Now I can hurt him,
right?
Like, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it's freaky.
Yeah.
Also, interestingly, the Warrens say that demons can only possess people. Objects that you think are possessed never are. It's just that they can manipulate objects, but there's never going to be like a toy or a doll that it is inhabited by an evil spirit. It's just that they can manipulate it and make it look alive, but that's it. They can only come into a person.
That's cool too, because that means that demons somewhere, wherever demons live, are like, yeah, humans are suckers for like making the toaster dance.
Yeah.
You know, like that's pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah.
So the Warrens are like, all right, this is all bad. They call the priest and they're like, yeah, it's legit. You need to come over here and do some stuff. So, and I just thought this was interesting. So it was an Episcopal priest, and they said that he walked around the house and kind of just repeated a very wordy 7-page blessing, and that it was not so much about casting out evil, but about bringing in light and good. I just thought that was interesting that that's the way that, at least in the Episcopal denomination, that's the way they do things for a house, or like a casting out of something rather than continuing to focus on the evil. There's like, well, let's just like fill it up with so much good that it pushes the evil out.
Or like restore the balance. Like the balance is off here.
Yeah, totally.
You know?
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting that it wasn't a doom and gloomy, like, I cast you out, spirit kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the Warrens took Annabelle with them to get that out of the house and let the priest take care of the people. Because also the people were like, well, we'll move. And they were like, that's not going to do it. Like, this thing is like with you now.
That sounds like when we talked about poltergeists.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So here's where some stuff gets real fun.
Okay.
Well, it's all fun. Whatever.
I'm really enjoying it. I'm stunned. This makes me want to watch the movie Annabelle.
I know. I watched the trailer. It just doesn't look that good.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel about it.
And it has nothing to do with this at all.
I enjoy the Conjuring movies just fine.
Me too.
Just fine. Mm-hmm. There's some things in them that I find especially really good, and there are some things that I find to be not terribly remarkable.
Same.
Just
I feel exactly
color
the same.
by numbers.
Yeah.
This story makes me want to watch that movie.
I don't know why they didn't go with this story. I really don't. Because I did some Googling and stuff. The movie Annabelle has like nothing to do, is nothing like it at all.
I know one thing that Are you going to say much about the movies?
No.
I'll say one spoilery thing. Mm-hmm. I'll save it for the end of your story.
Okay.
Just in case people don't want to
Is it a... Well, we'll see. Because I guess I know something that ties into this a little bit, but...
I'm gonna say something that's a little bit crazy real quick. You telling me the story of Annabelle created a feeling of fear in me. Mm-hmm. Not literal fear, but that sort of like, oh my God, that's freaky.
Yeah.
More than any movie I've seen in recent years.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that probably at least
powerful.
like $5 to $10 million movie. I bet they tried to keep the budget down.
Mm-hmm.
I highly doubt that all the money spent on that movie will evoke a feeling in me anymore.
Yeah.
If at all, reaching the level of what you just did, hanging out, talking into a microphone together.
Thank you, William. That's a great compliment. Thank you.
Like the idea that we can just talk to each other and accomplish way more than millions of dollars is like, are they screwing up or are we cool?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, it could also just be the aspect of just somebody telling you a freaky story.
Yeah.
You know, without all the razzle dazzle.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
There is a part in the Annabelle trailer that freaked me out. I might have watched I don't think it said it, but some sort of red band or what's it called? You know, like uncut or
Is it R-rated?
Unedited trailer. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't anything that was so crazy, but there was some blood and stuff where I was like, I don't think this is the normal trailer. There was a thing where whatever is going on with Annabelle, I don't know, there's some sort of ghost person who's like an adult who maybe is attached to the doll.
Yeah.
The main character who's a mom is in one room and she looks and sees the ghost thing. And the ghost is just walking toward her at first and then comes into like a run sprint at her and she closes the door.
That
and
was
Yeah.
That was a big thing in horror movies a few years ago.
I know,
trailer
but this
for Mama.
was particularly good.
Really?
I thought so. When I was watching, I was like, ooh, that's scary.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Warrens are bringing Annabelle home to get it out of their hair.
Right.
On the way home, Annabelle kept messing with the car, it seemed like. The car kept stalling and stuff.
Huh.
So Ed Warren, I love thinking about this, was sprinkling holy water back at Annabelle to stop it. It's like, knock it off, Annabelle.
That is weird. That paints a picture of them as real nuts.
Everything about Annabelle in their home, I'm like, why would you do any of this? So here's the thing too. There are a lot of people who think the Warrens it's just like, they're just crooks.
Right.
But when I was Googling it, and I'm not saying this is not substantial, but it's not that there's evidence to exactly contradict them. Like, it's not like somebody's like, actually, that didn't happen, whatever. It's just that some of their stories are just unsubstantiated.
Right.
Like, nobody has heard from the roommates about Annabelle. We're just taking this story from the Warrens.
Oh.
Whereas with, you've heard from the Lutzes in Amityville and the Perrins for what the hell's it called? The Enfield haunting.
Okay.
But these people haven't talked about it out loud. So.
Sounds like The Watcher.
What do you mean?
Just being able to be like, yeah, no, I got a note from someone and it scared me. And the third note was really bad. So I'm going to sell my house for $5 million.
Yeah.
Because it's cool. Like, I feel like the Warrens were just like, well, it's been a few months.
Maybe.
Got this doll.
Maybe the other argument for it is that these people don't want anything to do with it.
Well, of course. I know. There's always the.
I don't know what I think about it. I don't definitely think they made it up. I don't not think they. I don't know.
I think it boils down to whether or not you believe in ghosts.
I guess. Well, not even necessarily, because I guess I believe in ghosts, but like I mean, do I believe? I guess I do. I don't know. There's no. It's one of those things where there's no reason not for me not to believe. I don't even mean the ghost aspect that these people came to them. Like, there's no concrete reason for me not to believe this story.
Yeah.
I just don't like that there isn't proof that it happened. And again, by it happened, I mean that the people have talked about it as well.
Well, I mean,
so I guess I believe it.
What's the most compelling proof you've ever seen of the paranormal?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, if there was something that you felt was convincing, like, it would just, like, you'd think about it frequently.
Wait, no, that psychic saying Richard Robert to me.
That's pretty weird.
I think that's my most compelling.
That's pretty weird. I still want to go to a psychic.
That was insane.
We got to go to a psychic on this show.
Sure.
We should do like a season finale somehow.
Yeah.
Where we have like some grand event. We go talk to a psychic and.
I don't know. I don't want to do that like on camera and stuff.
No?
Why? Not really. I don't know.
Too personal.
Kind of. And also I feel like it's weird for the psychic.
Well, the psychic would have to agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know? Yeah, because I'm very interested. Like, I still think it would be very interesting to go to a haunted place.
Yes.
And do a show there.
Yeah, totally.
And
I guess I don't like the idea of putting a person in a position of scrutiny in some way when they're just trying to do their job.
But you don't feel like somebody in that position deserves to be under scrutiny?
Maybe not publicly.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I don't know. I feel weird about it.
I guess the other thing is I wouldn't in any way, shape, or form want to make it seem like they're an idiot. Or,
no, I know.
They're telling us, nonsense.
No, I know, but I don't know. I have to think. I don't have a hard stance on it, to tell you the truth.
What was that man's name?
I guess because I put some credence and stuff like that. I'd rather just go to a psychic and hear about it and enjoy it and not think about myself being on the show later with it.
See, but I think it's so fascinating and so weird.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that us in particular, you kind of being into it and me being like very intrigued by it and definitely not believing in it. I feel like that would be interesting to have my doubt confronted potentially. And to see what it's like for somebody who's into it. Like, I wouldn't want you to be joking and whatever.
No,
I'd want you to be.
Are you talking about us having a group reading together or something?
Sure.
Yeah, maybe. I'll have to think about it more.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, and I'd also like to go to a haunted place. This is an actual request. I do a lot of like joking and just being like, hey, send us chocolate.
I'm not joking.
If there's anybody who knows of a haunted place in New Jersey,
oh yeah,
that it'd be awesome if there are people that like are part of the the haunted location community who watch this or something, or aware of this, and if we can get in contact with somebody who has the rights to a haunted location and is willing to have us record there, get in touch.
Yeah, totally.
gttupod@gmail.com.
Yeah, I would love to do. Just off the cuff.
If you know someone who is in that position, tell them that we want this. I'm not going to chase after it myself.
Okay. Why not?
I don't want to. I want it. I think it feels appropriate to be invited to it.
Okay.
Rather than to say like, hey, can we come in and like do a show in your place? You know what I mean?
Why?
I don't know. It doesn't feel right in terms of like lining up the energies right. I think it makes sense for us to be welcomed into this environment where there might be ghosts.
That surprises me.
Why?
That you feel that way.
Yeah. Well, I also have weird contradictory beliefs.
So do I. Everybody does, I think. Well, maybe not everybody, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's normal. I'm just surprised.
Yeah. But yeah, gttupod at gmail.com. Let us know. I think it'd be interesting. We would tell the story of the haunted location. We would probably, to be honest, not perform like an investigation in the place. We're not equipped to do that.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I've wanted to do forever, I think I've said this on several shows, I think it'd be really cool if we had a show where we go to haunted locations, we talk like this. Maybe we even do an episode of this show exactly where it's like, I'm talking about the Grim Reaper and you're talking about this. And like we talk about the place we're in a little bit, but we don't pay too much attention to it.
Yeah, I'm all about that.
Because the ghost stories you hear are somebody being like, we were talking and then something fell off the shelf.
Yeah.
It's not like, we were staring at the shelf and measuring it with devices and looking at it with a camera and it moved.
Yeah.
You know, that feels hokey. I think ghosts exist in the peripheral. They don't exist right in front of your face.
Yeah.
They exist like in your sort of like extrasensory perception.
Yeah.
They're happening that way. So if we ignore them, but we're occupying that space, I think there's probably a better chance of finding paranormal activity than if we were in there measuring it.
I wonder if there's something about, because you know how people talk about vibrations and things like that and frequencies affecting stuff. I wonder if there's something about the vibration or frequency you put out when you're focused and looking for a ghost and you're doing that measuring thing that somehow doesn't allow them to materialize in that vibration. And there's something about the vibration that you put out when you're just sort of going about your business that does allow them to match that and like do whatever.
Yes, exactly. I feel like that is true. Like it's almost like if you go hunting and you're stomping around, being like, "Are there any deer out here? Is there a deer?"
Yeah,
they're all going to run away from you. You have to be quiet. You have to be respectful. You have to be kind of like you have to seem like you're doing your own thing, right? And then the deer are acclimated and comfortable, and they come around. Or you have a duck call.
I feel like that suggests then that they don't want you to see them. You know what I mean? I mean, just like there's something just inherent, like almost like it's a physical thing, that vibration that they're allowed, like they mesh with that in some way. Literally, they're able to come when you're putting out that kind of vibe, and they're maybe not able to come because they butt heads with whatever frequency is around you when you're too focused.
Yeah, I would get that. That makes sense too, because I feel like ghosts feel like a kind of thing that like they are above our perception. So if you're focusing all your attention on that, you're actually
putting up kind of like a weird wall.
Yeah, you're blocking it somehow. You have to be kind of fuzzed out. You got to be doing your own. You got to be a little distracted.
Yeah, because I don't think all of them want to sneak up on you or like wouldn't want you to see them. I think maybe there is something that's literally they would like to, but they can't if you're being too clenched.
Yeah, I think that. It's one of those things that feels right to me. So it'd be a fun experiment to do. At worst, we get a fun comedy show in a weird place. At best, ghosts feel very comfortable around us.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. We have been talking about that for years. I would love to do that.
Yeah, for years. If that was a show on TV, I would watch it.
Me too.
It's like people in haunted locations talking about things off topic.
Yeah.
That's fun to me.
Yeah, it's just cool atmosphere and maybe something happens.
Yeah, I feel like it would be two shows. You can't go to a place and not talk about the history of it and stuff.
You could talk about it first and then lead into your story, almost like a segment.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but I feel like distinctly the idea of being like, no, we're just hanging out here.
Yeah.
Let's not put too much focus on this place. We're just hanging out. We'll be here.
Yeah.
If something happens.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, I loved that. Okay, so here's some of the weird things they did when they got home with Annabelle.
Okay.
So Ed Warren sat Annabelle, the doll, in a chair next to his desk. That's where he decided to just put her while he works and whatever. And he said that occasionally the doll would levitate and stuff.
Sure.
But then it seemed to just kind of chill out. If they put it away somewhere while they were out, they would come home and the doll would be out somewhere, notably Ed's easy chair in the office. Which I like. They didn't say this, but I was almost like, is that like the doll's like mocking them? Like, I'm in your easy chair. I'm in your, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. What, you don't believe in me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm over here lounging, Ed.
Right.
Yeah.
And my other question about this is that it's weird to me that, okay, so if the jig is up, if the Warrens have said that this is just a demon manipulating the doll, it's not a doll moving things, why is the demon still sticking with the doll manipulation?
Right, yeah, it's totally counter to what they said before.
Right, so like, why is the demon like, so you found me, and then just messing with things willy-nilly? You know what I mean? Like, why does it have to stick with the doll narrative?
Plus, wasn't the idea of them taking the doll so that it was one less thing for that demon to manipulate?
I guess.
Right?
I think it was just to get all trace of that whole experience away from those people.
Okay.
And then so the priest could come in and kind of like cleanse things, and then just like there's not even residue of.
Okay, because
you know,
for sure my
yeah.
interpretation was like this doll is a focal point. Like this was the demon's inn.
Yeah.
So let's
I think
remove
so.
the doll. He can't use that. The priest will bring in good energy to balance out the bad.
I think the demon came with the doll.
Yeah, and if the because like if the Warrens were
what they're
being
saying.
like, yeah, the demon and the doll are one, then why are they being so flippant about the doll? Like, why are they like it's a demon and a doll?
No, they're not saying the demon and the doll are one really. It's just that this demon is now manipulating the doll like crazy.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
Yeah.
saying if they knew that by taking the doll away, they were also taking the demon
Oh,
with
yeah, I
them, why are they just like, yeah, we'll put the doll in the chair?
Yeah, I don't know.
So they either, one way or another, they either thought they were just bringing a doll,
Right, and that the priest was going to take care of the demon at home.
and they're surprised, and they're
Well, I don't think they're surprised. It doesn't seem like they were surprised by all this activity. Like nowhere in the book were they like, and then the damn thing started acting up. They were just
Right.
kind of like, this is what happened.
okay, all right.
So it wasn't a surprise, but it's weird to me in
Feels
this narrative.
weird.
Why is the demon still doing doll stuff?
Yeah, it
Why
doesn't
doesn't
make-
it just do whatever it wants with anything else then?
I like
why-
nice dolls.
I like the doll, okay? Because it's not even in the doll. It's just playing with the doll.
Can we stop making it a thing?
Yeah.
I like dolls.
I like the doll. A black cat would sometimes materialize all of a sudden
Materialize.
and then go back away. And then when priests would call, like, for their business or whatever, it wasn't all the time. The day after they had a follow-up visit with the priest to kind of like do a post-mortem, so to speak,
yeah.
on his thing. The next day when that priest would call back, there was growling going on inside the house.
Huh.
Scary.
Cool.
Then one time another priest was over at the house talking about whatever. He was in Ed's office. This seems like a normal thing somebody would do, William, I think. He picked up Annabelle and he said, "You're just a rag doll, Annabelle. You can't hurt anybody." Put it down.
I bet Ed laughed.
No, laughed and
that.
laughed. Oh, it was the final paperwork about the Annabelle case. Okay. So it still had to do with the case. And when the priest was leaving, and Lorraine was saying goodbye, she said she had a really bad feeling, and she said that she wanted the priest to call her as soon as he got home, and to be very careful driving. She just had a bad feeling. And then the priest called when he got home, and it turned out that his brakes failed in his car on the way home,
Wow.
and that he got into a car wreck.
Wow.
He was okay, but he got into a big accident.
Huh.
And Lorraine was like, "I just had a bad feeling. I don't know."
Or she was like, jackpot.
Yeah.
Like one way or another.
Yes.
You can say that, and
Yeah.
if nothing bad happens, then whatever.
Yeah, you're
But
like-
if you keep saying that enough, eventually when something bad happens,
Yeah.
you seem real psychic.
Well, no, it was all the same day. He was leaving. He got in a car accident on the way home. You know what I mean?
No, I
Yeah, yeah,
understand. I'm just saying, if I
In
start
general.
saying to everybody all the time, whenever I leave them, like, hey, just be careful, okay? Like, you might stop noticing that I'm even saying it.
Yeah.
But then the one time that you get into a fender bender,
You're like, "See?"
I can be like, I told you.
Yeah.
Told you to be careful.
I told you.
Yeah.
So then the Warrens were having a party at their house a little while later, and that same father who got in the accident came, and he and Lorraine went to talk in another room just because it was loud or whatever, and they were just having a conversation. Coincidentally, Annabelle had moved into that room. She was like sitting on a chair or something,
Cool.
and they're just like, all right, whatever. The priest saw something on the wall move, and he was just like, that seems strange. And then I was confused by this, and I didn't find any other elaboration on it. I guess this was a decoration. Then the boar's tooth necklace above them exploded. Now, boar's tooth is like really big, so I guess it was like a wall hanging decoration.
A boar's tooth, like
Yeah.
a tusk.
Yeah, I guess.
I've had boar's head.
Oh, me too. It explodes in the mouth, the flavor.
Scrumptious. No one uses that word. Next time you have a meal with someone, next time you sup with someone,
Yeah.
say, that was yummy. And just say it normally and see if they have any reaction.
I'll try to do it on Easter.
Yeah.
Ryan's aunt is so nice whose house we're going to. I bet you wouldn't even bat an eye.
That was yummy.
That was yummy. Thank you.
No one
She's like,
says
good,
that.
thank you.
Oh, good.
So then a bunch of guests from the party ran in who heard that noise and they're like, what the hell? And somebody took a picture because they were like, what's the deal? Actually, I should have Googled this. I didn't Google this.
Let's look
I don't know
up.
if, yeah. Somebody took a picture and there were two beacons of light right above Annabelle pointing in the direction of the priest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there are just a whole bunch of other things like that. Like there was a cop over one time. Oh, this sounds so good. I was like, more about this, please. A cop was over at the house one time discussing a witchcraft-related crime with Ed. Wish I knew more about that. And Ed had a phone call, and he told him, he was going into the room, and he said, don't touch any of the demonic objects in the office, because it's like where he had all the stuff for safekeeping.
Yeah.
And the cop was like, okay. And then the cop came to find Ed in the hallway before he came back, and he was like, Annabelle is real. Annabelle's real. I gotta go. I'm done.
Wow.
Yeah. Another thing, same kind of thing happened with a carpenter one time, where something freaky happened with Annabelle. He didn't think it was anything, and then he was like, oh god, this doll's freaky. So that's basically it. And then, things kept happening in their house that they were weirded out by, and they ended up locking Annabelle away in the glass case that you can find if you Google it.
Yeah.
And she is part of the occult museum at the Warrens' home in Connecticut, which you still cannot go visit.
Still can't?
No.
The second it opens, we're gone.
I know. What I kind of wonder, because really, Lorraine Warren is like really old. She's probably like in her late 80s, early 90s, if not older.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's not well and she lives there and they don't want people.
And that's completely fair.
It's completely fair. I mean, it's not like to go into the museum, you walk through her actual house, but it is attached, I think, to the house. So maybe they just don't want any hubbub. So I wonder if when Lorraine passes, they might reopen the museum or they might not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll be
like
watching
I said, my
one way or
friends
another.
Emily and Evan went one time, and it sounded very cool.
Really?
Yeah.
It would be cool to be in a room of like supposedly all cursed objects.
Yeah, I would love to go.
Cursed artifacts.
And another just a quote that I thought was interesting about people doubting the Warrens and doubting that this stuff even happens and stuff. A quote from Lorraine Warren that I think is really interesting and good is that she's never met an atheist in a haunted house.
Yeah. Huh.
When stuff starts going down, nobody is saying they don't believe in it.
That is a solid quote.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So I will leave you with that. I've never met an atheist in a haunted house. Lorraine
Wonderful.
Warren.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, even just before when I was talking about like feeling like I'm contradictory about whether or not I believe in.
I think that's, everybody has things like that with anything faith or spiritual or whatever.
Yeah. I feel like I primarily believe in ghosts when it's dark and I'm alone.
Yeah.
Then I 100% believe that ghosts are absolutely, definitely real.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I believe it. Well, I think about stuff like that like all day, but I definitely get scared of ghosts when I go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. I'm always afraid that I'm going to look in the mirror and there's going to be something there.
Hanako-san, are you
yes,
there?
Yes.
Yes, I am here. But is that
Especially
a lizard mimicking the voice?
I don't turn on the lights when I go to the bathroom.
That's so weird.
I don't want to wake myself up. I know where the toilet is.
Better not fall asleep.
Well, how long? I'm just peeing. I'm not going to fall asleep on the toilet because I'm
too comfortable.
in it for the long haul.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Annabelle's way cooler than I thought.
Yeah, right? Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, I kind of can't believe they turned that story into 2 movies that have nothing to do with Annabelle.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
What a waste.
So here's the thing I'm going to
making
spoil.
this up. There's no credence to this. What if this Annabelle story is for real? And what if the people who it happened to wouldn't give up the rights to their story? And that's why we haven't heard from them, because they don't want anything to do with the public. They want to forget this part of their lives. They don't want to invite the demon in any way.
Maybe.
So that's why they haven't spoken up and confirmed the story, and that's why they didn't want the Annabelle movie made that way. I'm making this up 100%.
Sure. No, that's a cool. That's a cool made up
right?
explanation.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. What?
Another tangent, real quick. One of these survivors of the Zodiac killer.
Yeah.
Recently spoke to, I don't know if it was a reporter or whatever, gave some sort of a statement talking about the movie Zodiac that David Fincher made with Jake Gyllenhaal, Robert Downey Jr., saying that he was one of the 2 people at Lake Berryessa when the Zodiac showed up wearing like all black, an executioner's hood, the circle with a crosshair in it, insignia on his shirt, and stabbed these 2 people.
Yeah.
One of them died. The guy lived. The guy said that the movie depicted that event so accurately.
Oh, God.
He said, those are the last things I saw that day. Like that, when my friend was stabbed in front of me, like I could not have scripted that better.
Oh, my God.
He absolutely captured what it was like. And like, it's crazy. That's one of my favorite movies.
Me too.
Zodiac. I watch it a lot.
Me too.
And
I love it.
I think about that frequently, the idea that stories like this, even Annabelle, like these people, if the story is true, and let's assume it is, were terrorized by this creature, a ghost. To have that be dramatized and put on film as entertainment. Yeah. What must you think of that?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
Some of the Zodiac survivors cameo in the movie too. They like walk by in the background of a scene.
Really?
Very far in the background. You wouldn't recognize them anyway.
No, I know, but I'm surprised I didn't know that.
Isn't that weird?
That's very weird.
Very, very weird.
Well,
anyway,
you know.
Awesome movie.
Yeah.
That movie's great.
Oh, yeah.
So the thing I know about Annabelle the movie that tracks with what you told me. I'm big on, like, if I'm not going to see a movie, I'll read the plot on Wikipedia just to get it.
Yeah,
you know what
same.
I mean? I know, and I forgot everything except for this.
Yeah.
A lot of people complained because Annabelle is not a threat in the movie. There is a demon that is manipulating Annabelle.
Right.
The doll.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's that ghost thing that ran at them. Yeah.
So that lines up. It's like, it's not
True.
the doll doing it. It's this other entity controlling it. So I wonder if, that movie is inspired by real events or whatever. And so they use this kernel of real information as a springboard for all this other mainstream horror. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
It's interesting that they would even have taken that though.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that was part of the real story. But the second you started talking about it, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Like that is in the movie. That's so they to some extent tried to stay true to a detail.
Yeah, a little bit. Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
Also, when I was reading about it, I didn't remember that I guess there's a prelude or something, or a prologue, I guess, to either The Conjuring or The Conjuring 2, where there are nurses. Does that ring a bell to you? Because what they were saying when I was reading this stuff the other day was that it's supposed to be, even though it doesn't make sense, like, timeline wise, so I don't really understand it, that the events of the movie Annabelle could be construed as happening before the nurses get Annabelle, and then this stuff that I just told you about happens.
I don't know about,
which I don't understand.
Yeah,
really.
I don't know about the timeline nonsense, but I think at the beginning of Conjuring or The Conjuring 2, there are a bunch of nurses that live in a house and a killer shows up.
Oh, well, that could be
something like that.
Well, is that a play on the Richard Speck killing?
I have no idea. I mean, I think that the story of Annabelle is like in Conjuring. I don't know if I want to give this stuff away. It's kind of cool. I mean, these movies have been out for a while, but like they have cold opens. The Warrens are on a case somewhere, and then they get brought into the bigger story that is the rest of the movie. Right. So I think the Annabelle story is taken care of in the first 15 minutes of The Conjuring 1. Okay. I don't remember. In the first 15 minutes of The Conjuring 2, a very famous case is handled, which I was very surprised to see.
In the first 15 minutes of Conjuring 2?
Yep. If you're familiar with the Warrens and some of their most famous investigations, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, also, if you've seen the movie.
Yeah, I guess I remember now. Yeah. Because I think I got it mixed up. I think I thought that they referenced that very famous case at the end of Conjuring 2. I guess they reference it at the end of Conjuring 1.
I think at the end of Conjuring 1, they're like, methinks we should get to Long Island.
Yeah. Okay, so it's Conjuring. Okay, I thought it was Conjuring 2 that happened. Yeah. Do they set up another case at the end of The Conjuring 2? Do they do a thing like that?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Methinks I'm getting another bad feeling, my dear. I wonder if Ed Warren ever made the joke, she's a medium, I'm an extra large.
I hope so.
I most certainly hope so.
He apparently, according to the audiobook The Demonologist, had quite the Boston accent, so I guess he'd say, she's a medium, I'm an extra large. It's a fun audiobook.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the guy does the accent. It's fun.
Cool.
And when he talks like Rain, he's a little bit like,
He does lady voice?
Yeah, a little bit.
Is it good or is it?
It's weird, but it's good.
I wonder if there are audiobooks out there of narrators being like, being like, oh, I'm Michelle. Oh, I'm scared. Is there any chance any narrator ever
maybe
was allowed to get away with that? I don't know. All right. I believe that takes us to the end.
That's right.
Of another bone-chilling, literally in this case,
yes,
episode of Guide
back
to
chilling.
the Unknown. Yeah, that's right. I got a cold back now.
Yeah, and I have a warm, fuzzy heart from the Easter Bunny.
Yeah. I'll try to pick something
That was cool though.
violently evil for
To
next
even it
week.
out, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it when I end up being like,
Why?
I like being able to just talk about a thing that is like weird and mythological and whatever.
Yeah.
But also like I like it when there's like a little like sharp teeth,
Little
and
edge to
blood
it.
here.
Well,
yeah.
there's some sharp teeth on some Easter bunnies if you Google little kid Easter bunny pictures.
That's for damn sure.
So
yeah,
they're there.
All right. Well, we'll see you
Yeah.
next week for another episode of Guide to the Unknown.
That's right.
For now, here's what you have to do. Get in touch with people that own haunted locations.
Yes.
Have them get in touch with us.
In New Jersey.
Go forth, spread word of Guide to the Unknown.
Please.
Tell your friends, tell your family.
The same way that bunnies have sex with everybody, that's the way I want you talking about Guide to the Unknown.
With everybody?
All right? Yeah, they have sex all over the place, right? With all of them. Bunnies are indiscriminately aren't they? They don't have like a mate.
Tell everybody about Guide to the Unknown. Just tell
So
them.
I'm saying, just tell everybody. Jump from person to person the way a bunny jumps from bunny to bunny.
Yes.
All right.
You can follow us online. We are at GTTU Pod.
Yep.
You can go check out our Patreon. Download the Patreon app. Look up Guide to the Unknown.
Yes, thank you so much to our new donors. I really, really appreciate it.
It's awesome. I love getting the notification. It's
Yep.
amazing. Really
I
appreciate
know I've sent
it.
you messages to say thank you personally, but just thank you broadly on the show.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's just a way that you can set up a donation. It happens monthly. It just supports the network.
Right.
It's huge. By the network, I mean the show.
Yeah.
And you can also talk to us online.
That's right. I am at Chillin' Kristen on Instagram and Twitter.
I am at Haunted Sponge.
And like Will said, at GTTU Pod everywhere: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Find us and join our secret Facebook group by searching Guide to the Unknown podcast.
Yeah, get in the group.
Yep.
Get in the group.
Yeah.
If you request to join, I'll approve you within like 3 seconds. I often wonder if people are like, yeah, I think I would like to. I'm in.
Me too, honestly.
That's weird.
I know. There have been times where I'm like, should I play it cool? Like I'm not on Facebook all the time?
Make it
Or-
look like I'm real
Yeah.
busy and like I'm too big to manage my own Facebook group. Anyway, we'll see you next week.
Yep.
Get creepy again.
That's right.
But until then, we must travel.
Back to the netherworld go we.